is the Board Game Roamer bringing you the next episode in Too Many Bones. We've got 2 gear locks facing mulmesh. We are on day 6, and at the end of the last day, we had gained enough progress to fight mulmesh, and I think that's what we're going to do. So let's get into it and see what happens here. So instead of drawing a normal encounter card, we pull mulmesh's tyrant card, and on the back side of the card it's going to tell us what we do. So to fight mulmesh, it's called Midnight Warfare. The BQ is a normal baddie points. We're on day 6, so that's going to be 12, so that'll be 2 5s and 2 1s. We don't have any baddies on this card. Fortunately, we never drew that during the days. If we had, we would have added some baddies onto that card if it ever, each time it came up, and those would go in addition to the BQ, so that's good for us. He's got a couple skills. So Frenzy is one of his skills. Take a look at his dice right quick. Oh, that's just bad. He's got Frenzy. Frenzy says if all of mulmesh's attack dice hit, roll the attack dice again and add the total damage of both rolls. So if he hits, he only hits with 2 attack dice, but he can keep rolling them as long as he's not missing. Retreat. If mulmesh starts his turn at 3 hit points or fewer, he is removed from the battle mat and goes to the top of the BQ, and once he comes in, he's restored. And you can apply like poison or bleed or whatnot before you determine his it says it may be applied before or after checking mulmesh's HP, so that can help us. Mulmesh can only be attacked by adjacent units is also his ability. Now on this particular tyrant chip, there is an icon, a little foot symbol beside him, and what that says is that he, unlike normal baddies, and I think this is true for all the tyrants if I remember correctly, they can move diagonal, so it's going to be a bit harder to kite him around, really. So let's start with building the battle queue. The battle queue is 12, so that's 2 5s. So there's 1, 2 5s, and 2 1s, which we know is going to be the Kobold Tracker and the Dragon Whelp. So that's the battle queue so far. Let's see here. And then mulmesh goes on the bottom. All right, so he'll be the last one fight. So basically, this is the way this is going to work out. Is we're going to have 4 on the battlefield, and as soon as one of those is killed, then mulmesh is going to come in. So let's see what we got. So the first one, the Manticore, poison 2, rage 2, and what really sucks, other than its range, is that it targets 2 units. So until he dies, both of our gear locks are going to be getting hit with poison. Now fortunately, he's only a 3, so he's not super fast, but with rage 2, not only does he get poison 2, but if we hit him and don't kill him, then he's going to get to roll 2 attack dice against each of our gear locks. Wow, that's real bad. Griffin Howler. We've seen him before. And of course, 3, 4. He got some signal on him. Lovely. We all know what that does. He's got dive, which sucks. He's this is just, tyrant battles aren't meant to be easy, but man. And then the Kobold Tracker with compound, so he's a threat. Just pretty much have threats across the board. That's the 3rd lane, and he is ranged right there. And he's got an initiative of 6, so basically he's going to go first, probably. It is possible we could go, but it's highly unlikely. And then we've got our little dragon whelp ranged with a 5. So he's actually also relatively speedy. So let's take, there we go, take our die here. I'm actually going to put this right over here just so I'm sure if you can see it in the camera or not, but I need it as a reference. Roll here. All right, so 5. So Ghillie will get to go here, and 4. Tantrum will go next to last. So the order is going to be, and I need to put this over here. The order is going to be the Kobold Tracker, then Ghillie, then this guy, the Griffin Howler, then the Dragon Whelp, and then Tantrum, and then the Manicore's last. So that could be good. And the targets, let's see, he targets the weakest. The only one that targets the strongest is the Delinquent, which means that pretty much everybody's going to be rolling against Ghillie unless Ghillie gets something out. So I'm thinking, as such, oh, yes, we're going to do this. Yeah, we're going to do that. So my idea here is, since this guy's going to target the strongest, Tantrum's going to go up here to try to get rid of this Kobold relatively. I don't know. He could get rid of the Kobold, or he could get rid of the Manicore. Poison 2 sucks, but we got to do this first. No, Poison 2 does suck. Well, yeah. Let's see. Can Ghillie's ability? Let's see. His ability. Let me look at his disable. Because if he could disable that Manicore for the fight, the Manicore will just literally sit there. Disable. Place disable effect on any adjacent baddie for the battle. Adjacent baddie. Alright, I think I'm going to start here just so that I can maybe get that disable on the Manicore. If I can take the Manicore out, this guy's going to be a little bit of a problem, but these other two are not going to be as big a threat at all comparatively. And I've got some heals, and Ghillie does have his mech leg, which he may actually just go ahead and use pretty early to get some potential poison on some of these guys to burn them down fairly quickly. So, alright. I think that's what I'm going to go with. So let's see what happens, shall we? Okay, so first things first. The hardy Kobold Tracker goes. He gets 1 attack dice. Targets the weakest. He's targeting Ghillie. And rolls a 1. Ghillie takes a point of damage. Maybe using his mixed berries early, excuse me. That's his go. Then Ghillie's go. I think he's going to roll, you know what? I think I'm going to do both pets, my extra mech leg, and 1 defense, because he's going to be targeted a lot. But at least we can maybe get the pets out there. If he can survive through 1 round, yeah. Alright, so let's see what we get. Let's roll it up. Oh, wow. That is absolutely horrid. Okay, well, so here's the thing. I'm not going to use these two for sure. So we'll put them back in the map. With 4 bones And the one defense I just rolled, Ghillie could have Broadhead for his backup plan. And Broadhead would actually be enough to just completely burn down that signaler, that Griffin. He's going to do some pretty nasty damage. All right, this maybe I'm burning this too early. I don't know, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm going to put this here. So I've got five bones. I'm going to use all 5 bones, so that goes away. And I'm going to Broadhead this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he is gone. Fini. We'll need that health in a second. I'll put it back up here. And that is Ghillie's turn. Then this guy goes. He rolls 2 attack dice, 1 defense dice, and targets the strongest, which is Tantrum. He rolls 1 bone, 1 damage, and 1 defense. So Tantrum takes 1 damage, which upticks his rage counter to 1.2. And he rolls bone, so that doesn't do anything. And he has weaken 1, which automatically happens. So that is applied. So now actually Tantrum only has 2 decks, which that really sucks. I forgot about that. I'm not sure I was applying that the first time I fought him either, now that I think about it. So that's his go. I still think my original plan is worth it, so we're going to roll, move him up 1, so he has 1 dex left, and we're going to hope that we roll a disable. We did roll a disable. We're going to put disable, boom, on an adjacent baddie, which is this guy. So the mana core basically does nothing for the rest of the game. That's great. What's not so great is probably what's fixing to happen. So now mulmesh comes in. 6, 7, 8. He comes into the first available slot, which is right there, right beside our buddy. And his initiative die is going to go on the top. Put that right there with him. Yeah. Let me double check on that and make sure. Baddies, initiative. Make sure he comes in first. I'm pretty sure he does, but I just want to make sure because this is going to be in battle. Place a batting lane that matches its lane. He's going to actually get to go first, and he's going to attack Tantrum. So he's going to use 2 attack dice and his tyrant die, which is this purple die. So this black wolf side, how all units friendly to mulmesh immediately improve 1 spot on the initiative meter. This silver side, I guess you would say, it's called Silverhide. Mulmesh cannot take damage from attack dice until his next turn. So this could be bad. All right, so he's gonna do 2 to Tantrum, 1, 2, which is gonna put Tantrum up to 1.6, and he's gonna howl all units friendly to mulmesh immediately improve 1 spot on the initiative meter. So the green goes up on the initiative meter and the blue goes up on the initiative meter. Yeah, that's scary. And that's mulmesh's turn. Then we have, oh, we're in the second round, my bad. Then we have the archer targeting the weakest, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, both Ghillie and Tantrum are tied right now, so we'll have him attack Ghillie with 2 attack dice. He rolls 2. Ghillie takes 2. That's his turn. Then this guy goes. He attacks the strongest, which is Tantrum. He's going to attack with 2 dice. The weakened one stays. He does 2 damage. Just going to put this to 2.0. Now, when he does 2 damage, that means that he does 2 damage to all adjacent units, which would include both Tantrum, So let's take the 2 from Tantrum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 2 came from the Manicore, 2 came from mulmesh. So if we just let Tantrum live, we'll be alright. So that's the Dragon Whelp. Ghillie's turn. I'm going to go ahead and use his mixed berries. It's going to let him heal those 3 back. Alright, and then he's got a total of 4 decks, so I think yay. Let's roll Alright, I think I'm going to roll, instead of trying to roll both pets, I'm going to roll 3 attack dice and a pet to try to get rid of this dragon whelp. That might be the wrong call, but that's what I'm going to do. Wow, okay, so, boink. Interesting. So that is definitely enough to kill the dragon whelp. So we'll take the dragon whelp off the board. So 1 point. So go into the defeated stack. That will come off. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put the Wolverine out here because we need something to soak up some damage if we can. Put him right here. So now mulmesh, he is the weakest for the purposes of targeting, which means that the tracker should target him, and actually mulmesh will target him. So basically all I'm doing at this point is buying Tantrum possibly one more turn. Yeah. And I want to check. So on Tantrum's turn, well, technically Manicore goes, he can't do anything. So he's effectively skipped. We can, yeah, so this will be the last turn. Tantrum has weaken. So Tantrum is going to, first he's going to use his body count, which is going to give him 2 hit points back. He's definitely going to need those at some point. And we'll go ahead and use his mixed berries to give him another 3. So basically he is at full health. Still only has 2 decks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put I'm going to move him over 1, which leaves him with 1, and have him roll 1 attack dice. Yeah, roll 1 attack die. 1. So he does 1 to this guy. Then I'm going to have him use Axe Collector, which when I use Axe Collector, what that allows me to do is do 2 damage to any non-adjacent baddie, I believe. Scooby-Doo. Deal 2 damage to a non-adjacent baddie once per turn. And reduce this down. So we'll go that to 2. I'm going to do... If I do 1, 2... That leaves mulmesh with 4. See, I want to be careful because I don't want to. I've got to be able to make sure, because at the beginning of his turn, if he starts his turn at 3 hit points or fewer, either before we do its effects or after. So I want to make sure that I could get him close to 3, but I don't want to get him under 3 and not be able to kill him, because then he's just going to go off the mat and then come back in the next round back at a full 8 hit points, which is bad juju. So we'll go ahead and do 2. That leaves him with 4. So he's halfway there. And that is Tantrum's turn. So on to round 3. It is mulmesh's, and he's got 2 attack dice in his normal die. He will be rolling those. He's going to be attacking Little Yeti. Alright, so silver. Mulmesh cannot take damage from attack dice until his next turn. Okay, so he's basically... He can take damage, but not from attack dice. So any skill dice we have, like if we could put poison on him, or if we had Boomer and we were throwing grenades, or Axe Collector, or Ghillie's Broadhead, you could use that against him, because that's not using attack dice. But unfortunately, we don't really have anything that we can use that for sure would kill him before he would go again. Unless Ghillie... No, she can't... Yeah. No, can't really do much about that. So anyway, he goes, he does 1 damage, boom, to the pet. Once again, that's why pets are so amazing. Then what's going to hurt is the Kobold Tracker is going to target Ghillie with 3 attack dice. Oh, I forgot. So because Tantrum was not able to down back to 1.8 his rage dice, at the end of his turn, it actually resets to 1.0, so we're back at the beginning. The Kobold Tracker is attacking Ghillie. Hits for 2. Not the end of the world. Fortunately, we had healed up earlier, so that's good. That's his turn. Mulmesh's turn. That's the Tracker's turn. It is now Ghillie's turn. So... Man, it's so tempting to try to take Mulmesh. No, I can't take him down. All right, Ghillie's going to try to take out the Kobold. He's got 4 decks. One of those has to be used to keep Little Yeti on the field. Actually, he's going to roll 1 attack. Let's do this. 1 attack, 1 defense. Defense to have, or potentially maybe to get bones to help apply some poison later on if we need to. And we'll go ahead and roll the other pet and just see what happens. Wow, not a lot happens. So we'll just go ahead and put that in the defense while we're doing it. And that will take care of Mr. Kobold Tracker in the defeated pile. Take his boom out. That's his go. And then the Manicore technically goes. And Then Tantrum goes. So this is going to come off of him. Finally, it should actually come off of him end of round 2. What to do. Alright, so I think I'm going to roll the poison. Oh, this needs to go back over here, my bad. I'm going to roll the poison die for him. I'm going to go ahead and move 1. So that leaves him with 2 more decks. We'll roll to see if we can get some poison armor and 1 defense. Just for a little bit of damage mitigation. Okay. So we get 1 defense. And we can uptick. I'm not going to use this because I want that poison armor. So I'm going to put that back. That's his turn. Round 4. Again, mulmesh is going to target the weakest, which is Little Yeti, who's probably going to die this turn. Oh yeah. Fortunately, Little Yeti took that and not one of our Gearlocks. But that does free up a dex for Ghillie, so that's a plus. Unfortunately, he rolled the you can't use attack dice with a silver hide. That's atrocious. So we'll roll. Ghillie is gonna roll. We're gonna go ahead and roll. We got 4 decks. We're gonna roll 1 defense, 2 attack, because I took the defense out from up here so I can roll it, and go ahead and roll his pet just to be, you know what, we're not going to go ahead and roll his pet. No, we're not. We're going to roll the consumable bait. Now I can't remember. I think on a consumable, and I may be making this up. Instant locked. Yeah. If I roll this, whatever it rolls is what I have. I have to keep it. So, okay, cool. So that goes to his locked slot. That's another bone. That's good. I went ahead and rolled the attack dice just hoping to get bones. I can't apply that to mulmesh because that's who I targeted. I should have targeted the other person, Manicore, but I'm not going to go back and retcon that. That's Ghillie's turn. The Manicore goes. That is in Tantrum's turn. So on Tantrum's turn, he's going to roll like a kobold to try to get that hardy because mulmesh will attack him next time around. We'll go ahead and roll the poison die. I'm gonna go ahead and roll lashback, I think, and I already have my defense. Oh, that's 3 anyway. So we're just gonna roll all skill dice. See what we get. Okay. So lashback. That lashback goes in the active slot. So we will put that there. We didn't get anything on hardy. Unfortunately, we got the poison, which also is an active slot item. So there we go, and we'll put like a cobalt back in here. Fortunately, he's got some heals and he can roll a ton of attack dice potentially, so that's good. But we're that was round 3. We're in round 4. Or did I? Oh man! Oh my gosh, guys! I think I just forgot what round we're in. Oh man. Was that round 3 or 4? All right, I'm gonna say that was in round 4. I could be wrong. I may be shorting myself around, but we'll go with that. Okay, so round 5 starts. Mulmesh, we check. He has 3 or more hit points, so we don't have to worry about that. If he will not roll this turn, we can probably actually take him out. He's going to target Tantrum, so that is beautiful. So Tantrum blocks one of the damages. He takes the damage, which means he goes up to 1.2. Then Mulmesh takes 2 from his lashback, and that is not a counter. That stays. Right. So Mulmesh is going to take 2, and Mulmesh is going to be hit with 2 poison. Now the problem is, if we don't kill Mulmesh this turn, then he's going to go off the board, and we're going to have to start all over. Technically, the mana core moves up 1. And that is Mulmesh's turn. Mana core can do nothing. Ghillie's turn. Put this over here with him. Ghillie's turn. So Ghillie is going to roll. He's got 4 decks. Ghillie's going to roll 3 attack dice. He's also going to roll this in the zone. So in the zone, the way in the zone works is I roll it once. So I'll give you an example. I roll it once. I get +1 damage. Then I got a choice to make. If I roll it again and I tie or roll under whatever number is shown here, then I get another +1 damage. But if I ever get above that number, then I lose. So like in this case, a 1 is the worst you can do, because I mean you're only going to get 1. There's no way. But let's say that I had rolled a perfect roll, and I rolled a 6. So I'd get +1 damage, and I rolled it again, and I rolled a 4. Well, that's less than. I tied or rolled under a 6, so that'd be +2 damage. If I rolled a 3, that'd be +3 damage, and then I rolled, let's say, a 1, that'd be +4 damage. So you have a potential to do a ton of damage with this die. But hopefully this is it. Surely between the 2 of them. Here we go. This is against Mulmesh. Hopefully for the win. All right. So we'll put this here. In the backup plan. So that's 2 damage and a 5. So that's going to be 3. And all we needed was 2. Let's just see what we can get. So there's a 5. So, okay, so that's a good example. So we rolled a 5, but then we rolled a 6, which means we don't actually get any plus damage. So we only do 2, but 2 is all we needed. And Mulmesh is defeated. We have beat Mulmesh, which means we win. So even though this mana core is still on the battlefield, because we took the tyrant out, that's all that matters. As long as we get rid of the tyrant, it's considered a win. So congratulations, guys. We beat Mulmesh using Ghillie and Tantrum. That's awesome. I really like. Now, granted, Mulmesh is kind of the I guess the shortest. He doesn't have a whole lot of crazy abilities other than he can't be targeted with his attack dice, which if you roll that several turns in a row, you're just burning through turns and not really have anything to show for it. But yeah, a lot of fun. Like I said before, this is probably my favorite game that I own. Hopefully you guys have really enjoyed this. Like I said, leave me a comment if you want to see more of this. Let me know what you like or what you don't like. If you'd like to see a different tyrant or a different number of gear locks, whatever you want to see, let me know. If you're not a subscriber, hopefully I've earned your subscription. If you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button for this video so that other people can help. You can help other people find it. And that will be the end of Too Many Bones. and we will move on to something else. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do next, but I have a lot to choose from. If you guys have any suggestions and it's something that I have, I will definitely put that, prioritize that on the list. So thank you guys for watching. Again, this is Too Many Bones by Chip Theory Games. Definitely check it out. Check those guys out. Excellent company. The best customer service you could ask for. The components, the quality is amazing in this game. Super fun, super replayable, super strategic. You definitely need to check this out. So until next time, this is Board Game Roamer telling you to play more games, get your game on, and we'll see you in the next episode, the next playthrough. Bye, guys.